welcome to the Uninformed Fan. Just have a little preface here on this wonderful football recap day that the internet in Orlando is shaky at best at the moment. We are having some serious struggles, so bear with us. If it gets a little pixelated, hopefully it'll clear up. If not, the sound will come through and it'll be amazing. Jeff, how are we doing today, my friend? You look amazing as always.
Feel like we're under attack right now, you know? Everything going on in the world. Maybe somebody's trying to mess with us, dude. You know, here
I figured is all of the Bills
city
fans,
beautiful.
All the Bills fans that are, dogging on our post about the Jacksonville Jaguars are all waiting and loaded to get into the room to talk some smack. I thought maybe that was weighing it down a little bit, but you never know.
I mean, they could be, and they would still be idiots because whatever. Congratulations on the win.
Let's just get into it, shall we? Let's just get into it. Let's start off right. Bills, Jags. Bills 27, Jags 24. If you saw the TikTok, saw the clips, we were all over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought that they could absolutely decimate them, but we spelled it out. We spelled it out. The Jacksonville Jaguars run game is great. The offensive line is good. and the Buffalo Bills have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. Oh, what does a rookie head coach do, Jeffrey? Let's devise a game where Trevor Lawrence throws it a million times in a game. That seems like a good plan. A kid that has not performed well in postseason games, let's put it all on him instead of exposing the weakness. We literally laid the game plan out. Run the football, run it throws. On the outside runs, they were averaging 5 to 7 yards a clip. Inside, not so much. So what do? They run it inside when they run it. They run Trevor Lawrence inside when they run it, and they don't run it to the outside. We literally laid the game, run the football, keep Josh Allen off the field. I can't know how many 3 and outs that we had where it was literally 3 incomplete passes in a row. Very frustrating if you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. I also understand that you guys are going from the mindset of we shouldn't have been here. We exceeded expectations, all of that. Sure, if that's the way you want to be. And absolutely, this is a great round of a success. And Liam Cohen will learn from this. But I have to take a step back and realize this is a rookie head coach making rookie head coaching mistakes. But I expect so much more out of Jacksonville Jaguars team, man. It absolute dog shit. Dog shit game plan. I put this all on the coach. Trevor Lawrence has some bad throws. Absolutely. Absolutely he did. Did he miss a couple? Yeah. Absolutely.
Tough. Lex James, JLer 25, and of course, my man Chad. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for commenting already. We appreciate you. Make sure to go ahead and like the stream if you can as well, too. We really appreciate that.
And don't forget to subscribe. Like and subscribe.
If you like what you hear, you can subscribe. This game, it's just one of those weird NFL games, man. Donetta Parker, 1873. How are you? Pleasure to have you here. I thought that
love it.
Yeah, it's great. God bless you guys. Appreciate you. When you break the numbers down in this game as well, too, you're looking at 6.7 yards per carry for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you still allow Trevor Lawrence to come out, throw 2 picks. I thought there was a really key 4th down that Liam Cohen went for it, and I didn't mind it. I actually liked the call, and I was arguing with some people in my group chat about whether to take the points.
The turnover.
Jags are up 7-3. They have the ball. You're inside the 20-yard line. It's 4th and 2. Trevor Lawrence bounces it outside, cuts it back in, unfortunately slips. And as he slips, his shin, maybe by a centimeter, grazes the turf. And they call him down by contact, which, by the way, is Jim Nantz just like a Bills fan, or because he's freaking out on the play? He's like, they got to challenge us. I can't believe
I thought that was more like, Romo. I'm like, shut up,
down, brother.
Shut up.
Shut up for a minute. Let McDermott shit the bed like he always does every single year. Let us know who we're fading. Shut up for a moment, Jim Nantz. I love you. You're fantastic. You're one of my favorite people ever to call anything in the world. But in that instance, shut up for a moment.
I didn't like the play either, though. I just don't understand.
No, the play call was interesting as well. Why do you keep it in Trevor's hands too? And I understand Trevor picks up it's like 3rd and 14. Trevor picks up 10 or 12 or something like that to put yourself in the position to be able to get there. I don't mind the play call. It feels like at that point you're kind of going for not a knockout, but you're controlling momentum. You're controlling the game. You have a chance to really put a stamp and put your foot on the gas there, go up 14-3. Unfortunately, you don't get it. And
definitely like going for 4th down. Definitely like to go. I just didn't like
to come down. They score, and it was just it was really, really, really tough. Unfortunately, so it's a great game. And of course, then we can talk about at some point, have we jumped the shark on the quarterback sneaks?
I don't know if that's called the quarterback sneak anymore, but
not even the quarterback sneak part. But I think it's really interesting when you get to a point of when is the play dead? Because from a defender's point of view, there's so many rules that go against you in terms of being able to hit the quarterback. You can't hit him low, you can't hit him high, you have to hit him right in the middle. You can't slam him, you can't put your weight on him, you can't do X amount of things. So if a quarterback of the size of Josh Allen is on a quarterback sneak and literally getting carried by his offensive line and pushing through, you see some of the Jacksonville guys start to disengage because they think that, like, if they continue, this is going to cause a problem. And I don't think the NFL is going to make a rule on it until some defender decides, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and play through the end of the whistle, which I guess you should anyway. But I feel like we've conditioned these guys now to disengage and to not try to protect the quarterback and the biggest asset as much as possible, if that makes sense. And I thought that play was the epitome of it, man. It was absolute BS, absolute BS. But
I mean, I agree.
That's where we are now.
But I also agree with it to the point, like, even back, right? We're running backs when they get stood up, the play's not dead, and then all of a sudden 5 offensive linemen come in and start shoving them, and then the whole pile starts moving, and then they just keep going until somebody, guess what, trips and falls, and then everyone steps on them, trips and falls over them.
Correct.
I don't agree with it. I don't like the whole thing, and it's not just because I'm a bitter Betsy. I do find it hilarious, so that the Bills are one of the people that tried to veto and get the tush push banned, and here they are with a 9-yard. And you know, as well with the Jacksonville Jaguars, in my opinion, again, this isn't a he the moment thing, but just let him score at that point, because they ran 2 more plays.
No, they ran one play, but
okay. But at the end of the day, you had Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence with the ball with the minute 5 or something like that to go to win the game.
Not even. You just need a field goal to tie it, go to OT. I thought the odds of going to OT were like minus 1,000.
Especially with the kicker.
Especially with Cam Little, who had already missed the field goal. That was also weird to me as well, too, that the Jags had to use a timeout because the play was reviewed and deemed short. And unless they used the timeout, then it was going to be a 10-second runoff. So I'm like, why are we running 10 seconds off? Why would there be a 10-second runoff?
Because the argument with that is, okay, they blew the play dead, and 10 seconds is the time that they've averaged by the time that they would set the ball, get up there, and be able to spike it or do it. That's the number that they've come up with. That would have been a normal pace of a normal runoff. Same thing for like when, you know, again, with when an offensive lineman fakes or goes down to injury, things like that, and there's a 10-second runoff, which we'll get to. That actually happened in the Packers game. Yeah. The understanding is that it usually takes about 10 seconds to get the ball set, get the line up, and be able to do a play there. So that's where the 10-second comes in. But yes, in my opinion, if they stop to review it, then yeah, I mean, I could have called the timeout immediately. I mean, why do I have to? But then that's why they have, if you want to use your timeout.
And then you're forced into using your last timeout, or you're losing 10 seconds. I don't know, man. That whole situation was like very.
And really, you know what? Let's get props where props are due. Josh Allen is him. I think he had like an 80% completion percentage. Couple rushing touchdowns, throwing touchdowns. Dude is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, hands down, in my opinion.
28 of 35, 273. 7.8 yards per catch. And Khalil Shakir was the beneficiary of catching 12 balls. Most of those behind the line of scrimmage or in bubble.
A lot of them were after contact yards as well. Jacksonville Jaguars secondary was absolutely terrible in tackling. They gave up a lot of big plays.
Newsome was really good, but the other kid on the other side,
but again, if you're going to play zone against Josh Allen and you don't get pressure on him, he's going to pick you apart. I mean, it's just the way it is. But you know, shout out to the Buffaloes and shout out to Allen. You guys got it done. I just cannot believe that Liam Cohen in this game plan. I just don't understand it, man. I really don't. Like I said, you had 2 running backs. Tootin was absolutely destroying them as well. That was running angry. A lot of the check downs, ETN as well, the wheel routes, all of it. They were just tearing them up in the running position all around, and decided just to keep trying to force feed it down the field. I didn't understand it, but you know, again, not to take anything away from Josh Allen, but he played absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best playoff performances that he's had, and you know, the first road win in the playoffs for Josh Allen. So congratulations to them.
I understand it, Chad. I understand. I just think that it sucks, you know, for the Jags in that moment.
Yeah, but like just to Chad's point, the Bills could have ran off 40 seconds with the entire play clock, so they would have had to use a time.
Sure.
49ers Eagles. this
run the fucking push again.
Yeah, this was a very interesting game. A very interesting game here, 23-19. This was definitely a no play for me. I know a lot of people, and I think we even talked about a lean towards this. But as I always said, there's no such thing as a lean. Correct, Jeffrey?
No, I like the over, honestly. I thought the over would hit.
The news here, though, George Kittle, torn Achilles. What did we literally talk about on Friday, Jeff? The soft tissue injuries from the 49ers is nothing that we've ever seen. And here we go again. Another one. I mean, you can say conspiracy, you can say whatever you want. I think that power plan has to be looked at. This is insane. They've had the most soft injuries of anybody in the NFL since the inception of time. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know if that's correct or not. Fact check it, do whatever you want. I've seen anything like this in my life. Their entire team
in the history of the world.
Absolutely decimated here. I was really the Eagles were going to win. I would have rather Eagles and the Rams or get all that anyway. But the Eagles teams is just an absolute shambles. Let's start on that side as well. Nick Sirianni, AJ Brown getting into it on the sidelines. AJ Brown with 2 huge drops in the big time. The Eagles are in shambles, Jeff. I expect a lot of changes on the Philadelphia Eagles, especially the offensive side of ball going in next year.
Yeah, I mean, they got to figure out the line, man. They had
a lot of injuries,
and they got to figure out their secondary, especially the back end of that secondary. I thought they've been pretty bad all year, even though they have a great lockdown in Mitchell. And Blankenship and DeJean can have their moments, but it felt like they were grasping at straws the entire year. They went out and tried to trade for Jair Alexander and decided that he was going to retire instead of even going there. Howie's got to get in his bag this offseason and figure some things out, because the way this team is currently constructed doesn't seem correct. Now, if you talk to Eagles fans, they'll tell you the only issue is the offensive coordinator. And I think that's not the only issue. I think it is an issue. Is the OC objectively was terrible the entire year. And even on the last play, you're staring at what? It was like 4th and 13, something like that. And they decided to run 4 verticals.
Which is the exact play that they already ran twice in the game and once in that drive.
Yeah. That sucks. That's going to be Bills Broncos and one of them.
Stay with me, Jeffrey. Stay with me. We'll get to it. Stay with me.
I'm getting knocked off here, but I will say I thought Brock Purdy, for as much hate and shit as he gets, I thought he was great in certain moments. I thought the way that he moved the pocket, I thought the way that he stepped up and made some big throws. You can say what you want to. I thought he was really good, and I think
cannot be stopped.
Shanahan's been in his bag as well too. Play calling wise, I think he's been incredible this year, especially with all the injuries, especially with everything that's gone on. This is going to be an interesting one, because now you're going to have them going back up into Seattle to go play a game, a team that they know very, very well, that also knows them very well as well too. But these divisional games that you get into always get a little funky. So
yeah. I mean, like I said, CMC could not be stopped. I mean, they were just getting him the ball all over the field. The trick play with Jennings, who apparently was a 4-star quarterback out of high school. I did not know that.
Did you see that thing that I sent? You know who he was rated in between in high school? I got to pull this back up real quick.
No,
he was – go ahead. No, I was going to say he was a recruit, and he was in between a funny little list of guys real quick. So, Juwan Jennings, the way the ratings went, Juwan Jennings was at 5, Sam Darnold at 6, Joe Burrow at 7, Sherian Jones, I don't know, went to Tennessee, he's a dual threat at 8, and then Lamar Jackson at 9 coming out of high school.
Hey, you don't say. He threw a good ball on the run, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. We'll see. And then to cap it off last night, we had the Chargers Patriots. This was an absolute snooze fest. I didn't even watch it after the first half.
I try to get caught up on land, man.
Yeah, this was bad, man. I mean, we were going to watch a little bit more of The Chosen, and I told her like, hey, let's watch the first half. And after the first half, I'm like, that's it. I'm out of here. It's time for bed. Chargers 3, Patriots 16. Like I said, grade A snooze fest. The only thing that I was actually impressed with on this was the Patriots defense. The Patriots defense made it obviously very tough for Justin Herbert. And the secondary was doing their jobs. Keenan Allen was not getting open. Quentin Johnson was not getting open. And Ladd McConkey had no time to get open. They were under pressure the entire time. I thought that the game plan by Vrabel was excellent here. You could see that from the get-go. This is one of the weaknesses that we thought was going to haunt the Chargers in the playoffs was the lack of the offensive line, and it definitely reared its ugly head here. I will say on the other side of the ball, the Chargers defensive line was getting at it. And they were getting at Drake May and causing a lot of pressure, especially against, Will Campbell had a really bad game. The other rookie that they had over the other side trying to help Chip, they were getting ate up left and right. But unfortunately, Vrabel had a game plan for it, pulled him away from it, was able to get Drake May out of the pocket. Of course, he has, a couple bad throws, interceptions. I don't know. I still don't believe in the Patriots. I really don't. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the hate from the Brady era still living large in me. I have faith in Vrabel. I do definitely do that. But I don't think who are they going up against now? They are going to go. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Who are they playing? Oh, the winner of the Texas Pitt game. So yeah, they could go all. I don't know, whatever. I was just impressed with the Patriots defense. That's all I can say. The rest of that game absolutely sucked.
We're so gonna get Patriots and Broncos, right? Like that's
I hope the Texans get there. Well, first of all, we're gonna get into that game because man, I'm reeling. I am reeling off of this.
Just real quick to put a bow on this, I think it's crazy. When you saw the PFF stat of like the way that the three linemen that Herbert had were all ranked either last or second to last in Pro Football Focus grades, then you look at the fact that they got 40 pressures on Justin Herbert. The reason that he ran so much is he was running for his life. He didn't have time. And I understand everybody dogs on Justin. It's really tough to have everything. It's really tough to be the guy who is the best quarterback, who is very good looking, who has the supermodel on his arm, and to be completely successful. We've only seen one guy really do it and do that. And we can say whether or not it worked out or not, but Tom Brady was that guy. You just got to make sure the supermodel wife doesn't go take jiu-jitsu lessons eventually, and you'll be okay.
Do not send your wife to yoga with a male teacher or get jiu-jitsu lessons. Yes.
Right.
And shout out to her for having a baby with that guy as well.
At the ripe age of God bless.
Yeah.
To
your point, I mean,
40 pressures.
You gotta have an offensive line. We've seen that throughout football. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I'll say it, whatever. With the New York Football Jets, boom, no offensive line, can't do shit. I mean, we've seen it
40 pressures from a defense is unbelievable in a football game.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
100% agree. Well, let's get into some other. That was really the only snooze fest out of all of these, and it was also the only one, Jeffrey, to knock out the future of all games within 6 points.
Unbelievable. Because I think the one tonight will be within 6 points for sure.
Yeah. Rams Panthers. This was one that we talked about. We love the Panthers here, especially catching 10.5. Sneaky chance that they could win. At the end of the day, Bryce Young has the football and a chance to win the game again. Unfortunately, the receiver tried to make a shoestring tackle and then try to run with it. As you've seen many wide receivers just slide, catch the ball, live to fight another day. He tried to make the heroic play, and unfortunately, that definitely ends the Panther season. Costly turnovers by Bryce Young in this game as well. Stafford also sprains his throwing finger. He was visibly discomfortable after that. His accuracy went way down. We'll see how that goes going into this week. But, let's start on the Panther side of the football first. Carolina Panther fans, hold your head up high. What a turnaround. Most so on the defensive side, you were dead last year in defense, and you were top 5 this year. Absolute monstrous turnaround. Monstrous. Bryce Young appears to be progressing nicely. Mm-hmm. So that's all you want to see out of a rookie quarterback. Let's not forget, this is third year? So let's they did pick up his 5th-year option, which was nice to see, I guess, if you're Bryce. But on the Rams side of the football, even though they put up 34 points, it looks sloppy as hell out there. It looks sloppy. Now,
it's amazing you can be sloppy and still put up 34.
It really is, against a good defense too. Again, we're giving the defense kudos, and they still gave up 34 points. But it was weird. It was one of those games that was just weird. It was like it was there and then it was not. But that was also something that we said could have gotten out of hand quickly, and it sure looked like it from the beginning. But here they come, and it's the NFL.
Justice in chat, I want you to chime in on this as well too, because I am curious about people's opinions on this. If you have a moment, what is your opinion on divisional winners who may be under 500 making the playoffs? Are we for that or are we against that?
You win your division, you're in. Don't really care.
I agree 100%.
I also don't agree with the seeding, like what some people are saying. Okay, yes, you won your division, you're in, but you can also not play a home game. Now that gets a little gray for me, because like you said, let's just say that you had an 8-9 Panthers team versus the Rams team, 11 wins, 8 wins. Why do the Panthers get the home field? I do kind of lean that way. Absolutely. You're in the playoffs. Sure, you won your division, but that doesn't mean that you get home field.
Right. Chad, I 100% agree with you. And I think that even going into this week, I think both special teams have a little bit of a question on them. I won't say that Chicago will, but on field goals, but I'm surprised that they never made a move on kickoffs to go get a guy who could put it through the end zone. Or, even, I think they had one of the kickoffs toward the end in the fourth quarter where Cairo Santos doesn't even make it to the line, and they get the ball to 40 to start. So I agree with you on the special teams. I think it's an interesting thing. Crossover games. Yeah, exactly. Right. No, okay. I agree. I'm with you, Chad. Justice says should not get a home game. I disagree. I think if you win your division, you get one home game, right? It's just the way it is. Sometimes it's going to be 8-9. Sometimes it's going to be, 11-6. It's or 12-5 or whatever it is. I think there's one-offs, and we can't make these rules just because of a one-off, in my opinion. I know there's other people.
As you can see, Jeff is already solidifying his arguments for future Bucks division wins with the losing record.
What do you mean?
It's okay, dude. Just set the table. We're all ready to eat, Jeff. Just set the table. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay.
Just my opinion. One man's opinion.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, Like I said, I think that obviously guaranteed a playoff spot. I am a little gray on whether or not you get the home playoff game or not, though. I am. I understand Chad's point if you're a really good division, but let's also go with this way. The NFC West was a really good division, and they all had a good amount of wins, and they're all three out of the 4 are still in the playoffs. So with that being said, that kind of negates the good division argument, because you can split in your division and then dominate outside.
It is crazy.
I don't know. That's a good conundrum.
And look, we can even talk about, right, division versus division. The NFC West, the Bucks beat 3 of those teams, right? 49ers, Seahawks in Seattle, and Arizona. And then you had the Panthers who beat the Rams as well, too. So as bad as you can say maybe the NFC South was one of the worst divisions in football, you can also come back and say they beat what's considered the best division in football, in my opinion, with 3 out of 4 teams locked in for the last 4 spots of the NFC Championship. So, I don't know. There's nuance to everything, I feel like.
There is. I definitely wholeheartedly agree that the division should get a playoff spot. Like I said, I get a little gray maybe on the record and maybe on the home game, but 100% they should get in. 100%. Speaking of division winners, Jeffrey, the Bears again. I have to say, Jeff, if you were not now a closet secondary Bears fan, I believe you would be on this podcast every week saying they can't keep getting away with it. There's no way that you would not be on this podcast saying they can't keep getting away with it, where they kept getting away with it, Jeff. 21-3 at halftime, and we close it out 31-27. Whoop! What a game. Wow. I mean, I've said it over and over and over again. If we can get fourth quarter Caleb throughout the other three quarters, this team would be unstoppable. I don't know what changes in his mindset, but that dude is him. I am 1,000,000% bought into Caleb Williams. I was looking for jerseys last night. He's my quarterback, bro. There's absolutely no way. I listened to his post games. Both of those, that kid is a leader of men. He expects excellence, and he doesn't settle for anything less. And I am fucking bought in, man. I am bought in with this coach. I am bought in with that quarterback. And guess what? You can see it from the other guys. When he speaks, they listen. And I think somebody said it better. It wasn't this game, but it was another one. And they said, when you want to be a leader of men and you want to lead and you go out and you make great plays, those men will follow you. And I don't know how many more great plays this kid can make. He is fucking legit. I mean, we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg here, man. I mean, this dude is book it, StreamYard clip it. This kid will be in the GOAT conversations within 2 years. If he's not already, because he's amazing. He is amazing. All hail Caleb. Chicago Bears. Back. Absolutely loved Ben Johnson at the end of it. I don't care what you said. I don't care about the handshake heard around the world. You know, the game before that, LaFleur gave him a handshake and ran away. He didn't even want to. Dude, he was just so excited and happy. He hates him. You know, and then he can go to the locker room speech. Yes. He said, fuck the Packers. He said, fuck those guys. And guess what? He just came out with a quote on this. He was asked about it. Ben Johnson on his F the Packers comment from the post-game locker room. There's a rivalry that exists between these two teams, something that I fully recognize and I'm part of. I don't like that team. George McCaskey and I have talked about it, and we're on the same page. And we talked about this as well. I absolutely loved the comments out of Caleb afterwards. You know, Ben Johnson as well said that, you know, apparently the Packers were talking smoke all week. But they were happy to have the Bears, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And Caleb said it best. He said they wanted the smoke, and they got it. I fucking love that kid, dude. I don't care if he paints his nails. I don't care what he does on that side, what he does on the weekend. That's my quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just got to get over that whole painting the nails thing. It seems a little like you just don't understand this generation now, and they're comfortable enough in their sexuality and with what they're wearing to wear whatever they want to and whatever they feel expressive enough to want to wear. So,
and Lil Wayne calling him out. Lil Wayne.
Did you see
some of the fashion choices that Lil Wayne has done in his life?
Yeah. So Wayne said something about that. Did you see too that Caleb reposted a clip on Instagram, and he did it to Lil Wayne as well too. Yeah, I saw Caleb Lil Wayne on Twitter. Pretty funny. This was an incredible game, and this was a game where, when you look back on it, you don't know how this happened. There's a child dying downstairs, by the way, right now. I don't know if anybody can hear that. I hope not.
That's okay.
But
there's a spot for that.
From missed field goals to the fact that the game would have been over if it wasn't for a false start penalty where the ball gets hiked over the guy's head, and instead of 4th and 3, it goes to 4th and 8. The fact of
we don't know that.
We don't know what.
We don't know if he would have picked up the ball and made a Superman play. You can't
sure.
After everything that you see.
Odds were high that game would have been over. McManus missing the field goals. It just felt like
in the extra point.
It just felt like there was enough time. Like it felt like we were like, even though the Bears kept on driving down and knocking on the door and just not punching it through. right? To not get, they were like 1-6 on 4th down or whatever it was. It's like you're getting down there and you're actually scoring points as well too, because you did kick 3 field goals, so you scored 3 times. Huge drops by the Packers. Jaden Reed, balls in his breadbasket, hits him right in the hands. Done. Congratulations to the Bears. And I said this that night, and I mean it. This was a monkey off the back. You could see some of the Packers fans who I was around that night it took a moment for it to set in. The game happened, the game finished, there was a moment of shock. And about 30 minutes after the game, I was talking to 2 of them, and both of them started their entire demeanor started to shift because they realized what I was saying about this being a culture win and about, you guys hadn't beat them in the playoffs since 1941.
Okay, can we stop that first of all? This is only the 3rd time that they played. Okay, so can we stop that? They played one other time. Yes, get out of here. You're acting like they haven't beat them since Pearl Harbor, which is they hadn't, but they hadn't played.
You guys played 3 games this year. In those 3 games, the offensive snaps with the lead, 106 for the Bears, 106 for the Packers, and 0 for the Chicago Bears. They ran 106 plays with the lead in 3 games, and you ran 0, and you finished 2-1 against them this year in 3 games. It's incredible. It's historical. The way that stadium was rocking, the way that it felt like the crowd and the team had become one with the fan base. I just think that they could be in huge trouble going forward in terms of the LA Rams. If you would have told me that we can say what we want about Stafford. Stafford outdoors is also not the same quarterback, much like Jared Goff is outdoors. And
but
so
not as drastic.
Not as drastic, but you get into these moments, and is that little wrist sprain going to matter? It's going to feel way worse in the cold, not in a dome. These things are all going to come to play and be factors. And so, yeah, I just thought this was an incredible win. Congratulations to the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, everybody. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was just another one. Like I said, I guarantee it, if you were not, on this train, that it would be, they can't keep getting away with it. This is the 4th and 8 play that he's talking about after the overhead snap. This is just amazing. This is why people will follow you. I mean, this is nuts.
Have to get to the green.
Guy's coming across. His feet are literally almost all the way off and drops a dime over to Odunze.
Rome Odunze on a 4th and 8. Keeps it going. And Williams
I just want to bring it over here real quick.
Williams.
1 foot in the air. The other foot is being held onto by the defender. And he still snaps it. Let's see. That's we'll just call that the 30-yard line, right? 30-yard line.
Throws
to the other 35-yard line on a dime.
Yeah, it's definitely a Patrick Mahomes-esque play.
No. The beautiful thing about this is a lot of people, especially the rear camera,
it looks like
the Jordan logo, dude. I mean, just that's awesome, man. It's awesome. Like I said, this kid, I'm 100% bought in on him. He wants to win. You can feel it.
Why do you say no to the Patrick Mahomes thing?
Because I don't want. Caleb Williams is his own man. He does not relate to anybody.
Sure, the throw was very Patrick Mahomes-esque. It was off lane, off platform.
It was very Caleb Williams-esque.
He's not at the point.
If Michael Jordan played football, that's what it would look like.
He's not. Please stop. Just stop. Okay.
Nope. Caleb Williams is already better than Patrick Mahomes. Already better.
You can't fucking
the clutch gene is alive and well in this one, my friend.
Continually just like we cheddar bob ourselves more than anybody else.
We did
any fan base
this weekend.
You guys are cheddar bob. You are. You have a nice thing going. You're like, I just got this shiny new toy. Let me pull out my gun, and you shoot yourself right in the dick.
Nope. First of all, he shot himself in the leg, not the penis. And my penis is too small to be able to hit by that anyway. So
pretty close. Bigger bullet. Really. Figure it out.
Not really. Let's get back to the Packers side of football here, Jeff. What's next up for the Packers? Obviously, Matt LaFleur on the hot seat, but it also came out today that they're already working on his extension.
He was supposed to sign it after they won the game.
Yeah. Obviously, there was some connections to Harbaugh through his agent, relatives and whatever royalty over there. I agree with everybody else. If they did fire him, everybody would be rushing to hire him. But as Packer fans, they seem to say, yes, they have a great season and they choke every year in the playoffs. I wouldn't know. We don't watch the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, obviously the loss of Micah Parsons was huge because you gave up a good defender on that defensive side of the ball to be able to pass rush the ball as well in that trade. With Micah Parsons back on the field, I hate to say it because you know how I felt about the whole Micah. Obviously, this is a different ballgame. And the Green Bay Packers will be back next year, and this will light a fire under them. This division is just going to get better and better, in my opinion, especially with the Detroit Lions coming back next year. The Minnesota Vikings, who knows what they're going to do.
Yeah, another year with JJ.
I think the Packers are going to be just fine over there. I think LaFleur will come back. And honestly, when they were talking about Harbaugh coming in there, I was like, please keep LaFleur. I don't know why, but I don't want Jim Harbaugh in my division as well.
Yeah, I thought this season was a huge disappointment for Green Bay. Personally, I've said this all year. Green Bay continuously, every single week, played to their competition. Whether that was the Cleveland Browns, whether that was the Carolina Panthers, it didn't matter. They had a home game. They had a team that came in. They felt themselves too much in the entire year. And they have to look themselves in the mirror and say, this is our fault. They didn't play with the same fire and vigor that other teams did when they played each other. And you could say that's a Matt LaFleur thing. Sure. I'm more of a point of like, you're grown men playing in the NFL. You really need a coach to come motivate you to go out there and play your ass off every week. That's embarrassing if you do.
When you're getting paid millions on top of it.
You get 17 of them. You get 17 times to go out there and show your worth. And to have some of these games that they slept through and walked through and just didn't play up to their standards, I thought was terrible. And honestly, it's the reason, in my opinion, that they are where they are, because those games mattered for the division and for their overall record. Those were huge games. You tie the Cowboys 40-40. You give up 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys. That's ridiculous, dude. Like, there's so many disappointing parts about their season this year. I don't think they get rid of LaFleur at all.
No, they already came out there working on the extension.
Hafley is a good DC, and I don't know where some of these guys were at the entire year. The secondary needs.
They did have a lot of injuries.
Losing Kenny Clark in the middle was obviously detrimental to the run game as well. They can shore that up too. Yeah, I mean, and this division is what it is. It is one of the top two divisions, maybe three divisions in all of football, for sure, top to bottom. So
did I say great season? I don't think I said great season. No, they did great season. I did.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, that's definitely not what I meant. I apologize. I just felt like, again, you went all in. You kind of went all in, just like the Indianapolis Colts, which you traded for Sauce Gardner, which that's just wild to me anyway. But you went all in on this season. And you gave up first-round picks and a good defender to get Micah Parsons. That's a big chunk. And when that chunk goes down, I mean, again, that would have changed the game a little bit, in my opinion. But again, the Bears move on, and that's all that fucking matters. How about that? So let's get into it, Jeffrey. We got one more game tonight. Houston heading to Pittsburgh. I was all over this a week ago with Houston 130 money line. This has been fluctuating up and down, left and right. I've seen it as low as minus 150 all the way up to minus 190. I have some things that are scaring me here. There's 63% of the money's on Houston minus 3. That scares the dog shit out of me. And I feel like, again, just like Chad said earlier in the program, a lot of our fruitions and the things that we do as far as trends and the way it's going did not come to fruition this weekend. And this also just feels to me like an NFL storyline where the Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin get one win before they get knocked out just to keep them all going again. And boom, man, I don't know. After not hedging out, because I almost hedged out of the Chargers, I just didn't like it when it got really close to it. But as Jeffrey knows, I ain't no bitch. So, yeah, I happily gave up that money. Obviously gave up Jags money as well. And I got 3 units on this one, Houston money line, and I should feel good about it, but I don't, Jeff. I don't feel good about this at all. I feel like this is one of the sneaky, stupid spots. We all know that Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and Mike Tomlin is going to win more than anything just to shut some people up. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's just one of those weird spots, right? That we always talk about. There's like certain trends that we always try to take. Now, our head tells us that the Texans are a much better football team, that they have a way to mitigate. Stanley can take out DK. They have great linebackers. They'll be able to stop the run. That offensive line is not going to be able to hold down the amazing pass rush that they have with Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter. I mean, just these guys are incredible. But then we say the trends. And what do the trends say? Well, the trends say that, you know, they haven't lost a Monday Night Football game at home in Pittsburgh since October 14th in 1991. And Chuck Noll was the head coach back then. That is 23 in a row that they've won in Pittsburgh. So,
but on the flip side of that, Tomlin is 0-6 or something in his playoff games, and
sure,
there has never been a Monday Night Football game in that inception during those times. Just a little caveat, to a little balance it out, Jeffrey.
Sure,
a little balance it out.
Sure. I've been on Pittsburgh the entire week, but I've also, I also liked Jacksonville. I also liked the over in the Niners and Eagles game. And I also thought that the Chargers would be able to cover last night against Drake May. So, listen, it is what it is. Good luck if you're betting this. I'm still going to stand tall on my Pittsburgh take and Tomlin at home, getting it done. But I completely understand if you want to take the Texans here.
Yeah, like I said, I already took him before. If you guys follow the show, I took him a week ago to make the divisional round, which is essentially a minus 135 money line on this game. Just going that they would be favored on the road no matter who they played. I still feel like it's in the right spot. I feel like maybe they just don't cover the 3. I don't know. It just the squares killed it over this weekend, which is probably why a lot of us lost, because the squares, you know, they all nailed it this weekend. I'm just rolling with it, man. I'm rolling with it. If they go down, they go down. I know that Houston's the better team on paper on both sides of the football. I am worried a little bit about the Houston offense. That's my only issue. That is my only question. The defense is going to hold them, so maybe even a hedge. I don't know, Joe. I don't know. Give me the Texans still minus 135. I don't care. 3 units are on it. Let's get it on. Let's get it.
I'm gonna say this is that as fraudulent as we know that this Bills team is,
Josh Allen is him, man. I'm sorry. He had an 81% completion percentage in that game against Jacksonville, who we all thought had a great defense.
We do have a great defense. They have the number one.
And who are we also talking? Who does he throw to? He is without Gabe Davis. Didn't Gabe Davis go down?
He's done, I believe. I think it was a knee injury, the same knee that he hurt last year that ended his year, and so on and so forth. Didn't look great. He was very emotional on the sideline. So,
all right, Jeff. So you're sticking with the Steelers tonight?
I am.
All right, you'll hit it first. Maybe I'll. Nah, I'm not hedging, Jeff. I'm not hedging. I could hedge out for a little bit and take Steelers money line plus money, but as we always say, Jeff, I ain't no bitch. We're sticking.
So if the Seahawks, hey, Chad, real quick. We are assuming here that the Seahawks will blow out the Niners again, correct?
Yes, the line is 7.5 at this point. Let's get into it. Let's get into the divisional matchups. 49ers headed to the Seahawks here. This is a way too early preview. We will also break this down Friday. But as of right now, yes, it is 7.5 Seattle, and I think it could get ugly. There's just too many injuries on that team, man. There's just too many injuries for them to overcome again. No Kittle again now. Maybe Pearsall plays. I don't know. I think that this could be double digits easily.
Patriots are going to get either the Texans or the Steelers, correct? Bills and Broncos are already locked in.
Bills, Broncos locked in. Rams, Bears locked in, and then it'll
Right.
be Texans versus the Patriots.
Right.
Yeah. Chicago is also a fairly good sized dog. I want to say 4.5 or 4.
Yeah, my problem is that the odds of you doing that are not great. So
it just who's playing? Is Trent Williams going to play this game? I know he played the other game, but
he played this week. He's playing next week for sure.
Well, again, he's also fragile. Like he's coming off an injury. A little tweak could
knock
him out very quickly.
No Kittle. Tongas wasn't great. Man, Mitchell had that great pick where he just undercut it and got it done. I'm just thinking about like future wise. If we could pick, both teams to get there, and then if you can take both teams to get there, do you narrow down who you think the MVP will be?
Well, the MVP is Matt Stafford.
No. MVP of the Super Bowl, brother.
Well, let's do a little prediction here, Jeff. Let's do a. We
got about 7 or 8 minutes, so I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here.
Let's see. Let's do a Super Bowl matchup. Who we got? The
problem is that the Broncos aren't the best run team in the world. And so I feel like the Bills are going to be able to mitigate that. So the Bills will probably win. And then you'll have
Justice says Niners Niners beating Seattle. Okay. Well,
I kind of want to take the Bears to make the Super Bowl.
I mean, they're sneaky, man. I mean, they are sneaky.
They're plus 600.
That defense absolutely stepped up in the second half. They held Jordan Love to 1 touchdown for the entire second half. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it was the fire, the backs against the wall. This is the Packers. They've been talking shit. I don't know if that's going to carry over to the Rams. If you listen to the post-game speech, absolutely. But man, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, those 2 tight ends, that secondary is going to get fucking cooked, man. They can't get pressure. They got no pressure on Stafford.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're going to get cooked, man. 51 might be a better play. The over 51.
If you get Patriots versus Texans, or Patriots versus Steelers, either or.
I'm taking whoever is playing the Patriots.
Really?
Yep.
In Foxborough?
Yep. Absolutely. Especially if they're playing the Texans. They put up 16 points against the Chargers. I don't see them getting anywhere close to that against the Texans. Maybe 10 points total against the Texans defense. I do believe that the Texans will absolutely bull rush him. To your point of what you said, as far as Justin Herbert, the pressure that the Patriots had, I think that the Texans will dial up even further, because you did see a little bit when he did falter when he was under pressure. I think that might be a just straight Houston and under.
So then
point.
It's like Bills Bears Super Bowl.
I don't know if the Bears can get past the Seahawks. I don't know about that, dude. That's just
Sam Darnold turns into a pumpkin.
But I get it. I need to see. I gotta see a full game out of the Chicago Bears, man. Until I can get a full game out of the Chicago Bears, I cannot predict them to be the best team in the league. They are just literally skating through by the skin of their teeth, by luck, by will. Call it Virginia McCaskey looking down over them. I saw a beautiful picture that Jared Payton put of, Peyton and all of the stars, in the clouds watching down on that game. And, I get all the feels and everything. But this is not a 4-quarter team. It's a 1-quarter team. And the further you get along, the further a good team is going to be able to mitigate that. And I don't think that there's any way that they get past the number 1 defense in the NFL in the 4th quarter. I could be wrong. But again, I'll say it again. Not necessarily even the defense, right? The defense played great the second half. I don't know what changed. But if I can get the 4th quarter offense through the other 3 quarters, then I will take the Bears against anybody. But they start off like dog shit. They put up like a total of like 12 points in the first half over the last 3 or 4 games. That's my only conundrum. Give me 4th quarter Caleb and throughout everything. Yeah. I'll take them against anybody.
That's what I'm saying, Justice. Like at a certain point, we just know that like I'm just trying to figure out if anybody has a good enough pass rush to make him see ghosts.
But the Bears definitely do not. The Bears can't get to anybody, and they don't got anybody in the secondary that's scaring you. There's no Slender Man in the second field. There's no Conjuring. There's nobody out there. Nobody. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to break down this a little bit more on Friday. We are getting towards the end of the year, Jeffrey. And I have to say, before we sign off, shout out. Oh, wait, actually, we got one more thing to talk about. So, college football, national championship, Miami, Indiana. My Indiana 8.5-point favorites here, Jeff. I do believe I said it last week. I thought that they were going to steamroll and take care of Oregon. They definitely did that. This team is just complete. 8.5.
Yeah, I like Oregon.
Yeah, I know. You went against the grain a little bit. That's okay. I love Indiana here. I don't know if they get 8.5. I do think though that if they take the will out of Miami, I think Miami will roll over, and I think Curt Cignetti will absolutely run it up because that's just the way he is, and I'm here for all of it. The bigger question I have for you, Jeffrey, do the Miami Hurricanes take the visitor locker room in their home stadium because they are the visitors?
I don't know. It's crazy. So, what's also funny about this too is that Florida State is like, because of their lawsuit with them and Clemson against the ACC, it used to be that whatever you got in the college football playoff or whatever you made on the postseason got divided up amongst the conference.
Right.
And so
but that's not happening.
FSU negotiated that they wanted, whatever was in the college football playoff to be able to get kicked back to the university individually. And by doing that has literally handed Miami $20 million. Not to mention, they then gave Miami a $3 million stipend for travel expenses for the national championship, and it's a home game for them. So just
the rich get richer, Jeffrey. The rich get richer.
Fucking backwards here in Tallahassee.
Can Miami pull up the upset, Jeff, or just go ahead and crown Indiana Hoosiers?
No, absolutely.
One of the greatest turnarounds in college football history.
Would be one of the greatest college football teams in college football history. I believe the only team that they have less of a margin of victory than is the 2013 Florida State Seminoles. And of course, Florida State, I think that was 13 games. And for Indiana, they would have to win by like 80 something, and that would be in 16 games. So a little bit different. But it's been a hell of a run. It's been really super impressive.
So is that how we grade the greatest teams of all time? Just a straight up margin of victory?
Well, I think it just speaks to dominance, about how good the teams were. And
could also speak to the schedule that they play too, though.
You could say that. I think that there's a lot of as well too, though. If you look at plays run by teams and starters, FSU didn't play anybody in the second half of any of those games. They were up. It was 35-0 at half. It was 42-0 at half. It was crazy. So
do you put the asterisk for what, Jeremy?
Yeah, what do we put the asterisk for?
Do you put that team over Joe Burrow's LSU team?
What, the Florida State team?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Not much of a homer there, but Yeah.
The stats don't lie. What do you mean, bro? Like I'm not the. It is funny though. Like Tom Fornelli put this out. What did he fucking say? He said some shit to Danny Cannell. He like basically put out this stat without FSU in it, and then Danny Cannell chimed in, and then he straight fried Danny Cannell about something.
Are you talking about me?
Hilarious.
You talking about me? I just think it's very
Jeremy, you
interesting, and I need to know if the Miami is taking the away team locker room. I have to know that. They better, right? I mean, they're the away team. They have the lower seed. And with that being said, let's just throw this out there real quick. This is the number 10 team coming into the playoffs. Number 10 team that barely got in.
A team
is it time? Is it time to expand to 15? Is it time to expand to 15, Jeffrey?
A team that the conference champion did not make the playoff. Let's keep that in mind as well, too.
They don't necessarily have their own locker room, but the Dolphins certainly do, and that's the locker room that they work out of when they play there.
I think they have their own locker room.
So you're telling me the Dolphins have their own locker room, and then Miami has their own locker room, and then they have a visiting locker room? They have 3 locker rooms in that stadium?
Yes.
It's a tough sell to recruits when you're trying to get them to come in and be like, hey, here's your locker for the game. Yeah, you're going to share it with Jalen Phillips.
No, because I saw they've done that. There's a whole Miami locker room in there.
That could also be their practice facility too. I don't know, man. I don't know how that works with running a stadium. Bet your farts smell like cum. They've been pretty nasty lately, honestly. And I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what that smells like.
You know, the 3-time is right. Hard Rock Stadium has at least 3 main locker rooms for game days. One for the home team, Miami Dolphins. Actually, that's not true. So it says has 3 main lock, one for the home team, Miami Dolphins
/ We're not in the same spot.
Miami Hurricanes, one for the visiting team, and often another dedicated space or overflow area. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
So yes, the Dolphins and the Hurricanes.
Nick,
definitely.
And do me a favor. Thank your mom as well too. Okay.
And your dad.
She was, God bless her, dude. Really impressive last night.
Who's Mike Hunt?
Sometimes the way that she does that thing with her tongue is crazy.
Hey, dude,
anyway, God bless, man. I appreciate make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you so much. We are here. We are allies. We support everything.
It's been a while since I've been called Sugar Lips. Thank you. You just made my day.
Not even on your wife's birthday on Wednesday, or I'm sorry, your husband's birthday on Wednesday or Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that. Jeremy, any errors, omissions, or corrections from today's lovely podcast?
I'm just thankful that my head is still on its shoulders.
Nick, where are you from, man?
Imagine working during Bears-Packers playoffs.
Diabolical, by the way.
I mean, just extremely poor planning.
I do have a funny quick story. Before the game started, or actually when they sit in front of me with wow.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, Sugar Lips.
He was about to literally
I have a trigger finger, right, just like Jeff hits his on the side sometimes.
And then y'all are on the same team here. I've never. You guys, first of all, I didn't know there were so many.
Jeremy
Bears
might be a paper fan, dude. He might be a paper fan.
It was 80% Bears fans at Kitty's that night. It was crazy. Anyway,
I apologize 3 times. I clicked the wrong one. Sure. No joke, Justice. You're right where you need to be, brother. Right where you need to be.
Right. I appreciate you just as well too for I see you're watching it at home as well, as opposed to Nick who had it on his phone scrolling through. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I had this Patriots fan in front of me, and game is on, or it was before the game, I think. And he was talking about how Caleb Williams, and he's no Drake May, blah blah blah. And I go, stats look pretty good. He's, doesn't turn over the ball. He goes, yeah, well, he paints his nails. And I'm like, okay, that's all you got. And that's all he said. So yesterday when I was walking into work, I see said Patriot fan again. And I was like, should I say something to him? But
No.
I didn't. I did not. So about 2 hours into the shift, who comes and sits down at the bar but the Patriots fan with his girlfriend again? And get him his drink. Go to menu setup. I look up and I go, so we having dinner, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I wanted to come back. And I was like, why? He goes, I was wrong. He is him. And I was like, okay. And we had a good laugh about it and had a good conversation. And then he went and watched his game.
It's a nice moment.
It's beautiful. I like that. It's really.
I'm putting this on our banner.
Can you please, bro? The things they've said about us, the things that they have said about us, right? Completely untrue. We're allies.
I'm putting this on there, dude. This counts. It's an untapped audience. LGBTQ sports. You heard it here.
The fact that he said that my farts smell like cum, you have no idea how bad my farts wish they smelled like cum. Okay,
I will vouch for that. Yeah, I will vouch for that.
My farts
That's going to
are
do it for us on this
less.
LGBTQ friendly episode
They smell
of
like
the Uninformed Fan. Bear down, baby. The Bears are alive and kicking. We got a big game tonight, guys. A lot of money riding on the Houston Texans with your boys. Jeff's not, but Jeff's unit size is much, much smaller, so we can just block him out. Your boys got 3 units on the Texans money line. Jeff, you actually have. Did you take the Steelers money line or did you take them with the points?
Money line.
Okay, yeah. Well, then you're just out. Go Texans. And if you do happen to be driving over the week, please, for the love of God, stay out of the left-hand lane.
Be great.